Alright, so we got some extra leaks here that were implemented in the global files on this, new update that we got today. And as you can already read by probably, I'll put this in the title, and the title of the audio that was inserted in the files, the one Escanor, voice line is on the global files, which is interesting because they usually put these like a few months before they include the unit in the game. And my prediction is that Escanor will be the global anniversary, which should be March. So we are pretty much at the end of January here. You have February, and then 3rd of March, if you don't know, is the release date of global. And so that should be when the one Escanor comes out. That's what I think. I think that should be when he comes out. Some people are thinking that he could come out earlier than the anniversary, and then the anniversary will be Assault MELIODAS. But I'm in the belief that it will be Escanor. And I have some more talks about that. So today they implemented the Fairy Elaine in the game on global, probably as a last pitch effort for the King team before it dies, because of course that unit came out on JP after the King team was already dead. They tried to release her as like a way to revive it, but it didn't work, so that was unfortunate. But King team was long dead on JP, but it's still alive on global. So they released that Elaine just as a way of, oh, people can still use her, let's release her before she becomes utterly useless. So yeah, when the one Escanor comes out, the King team is completely dead. There's no reason to use it anymore. So don't summon Elaine. Okay, do I have to say that? Don't summon Elaine. There are a bunch of characters to come out before Escanor. Don't think that global is almost synced in with JP or something like that. It's not. There are so many characters to come out. Also, we have of course the leaks for Stranger Things and ReZero, which I think are important. I think this Stranger Things collab could release on JP next week. So this week we have the patch on Wednesday, tomorrow, and then next week we could have a Stranger Things collab, maybe the week after, maybe in a month, I don't know. But it's a collab that they definitely are targeting more of a global audience. Stranger Things is not an anime; it's a TV series that's really popular in the US. So I think this collab has to be more of a global thing than a JP thing. So they definitely will be pumping up this Stranger Things collab before anniversary, is what I'm assuming. So I would expect this before anniversary. Not saying it will happen, I don't know, okay? But that's when I would expect it, because GP wise, there's not much for them to release that isn't, that is in the files, other than these collabs that have been putting up. So I think the Stranger Things collab has a really good chance of releasing on GP next week, maybe even be on both versions at the same time. That wouldn't be so bad, I think. And then that would input some time before the anniversary for global, that we have some units to release. You don't have some units that you have to release. But in contrary to that, we also have this Liz that was also going to put in the files again, another character that is utterly useless on GP, but contrary to Elaine, she will also be utterly useless on global because this unit is just awful. Again, I've said this many times, this Liz is like the worst unit they ever released, I think. Did they call it Liz? Yeah. Liz is probably the worst unit to ever release. The only thing that she has that's good is her passive, and that's only if the next raid that they release is a blue type. So ranks up the skill cards of allies at the start of the match in deathmatch if allies are all HP attribute, and applies when entering battle, limit once. So only one time she ranks up every card in the hand. On your hand, just your hand, if you have an ally, raids are, 2 people, your ally does not get that. So, only you. You get that rank up, and that's it. That's all she does. That's all she does. And for Grey Demon, she's utterly useless because her attacks don't hit the Grey Demon when he's flying. So, if the next raid is blue, she'll be good. If she comes out on global in a few weeks, because they're just pumping out these units and no one cares, skip. Save for Escanor, you're much better off. Also, Icon Hero Meliodas Assault is also put in the files. This guy is just the regular, just cut-in for Power Rangers. I like to call it Power Rangers, this outfit. It's just the regular cut-in for Power Rangers Meliodas, but of course that's the cut-in you get if you use this costume on Assault Melee anyways. So, because you can use this costume in every Meliodas, right? So, the name Assault is already there, but again, Just because the files doesn't mean it's gonna come out, you know, in a week or so. These are like Assault Melee might be, you know, just like on GP where it was a month after Escanor, or if Global really wants to like pump out that money, they could release both at the same time, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And we have the Camilla boss. Camilla did have a raid on GP a few months ago, and so we got this in the file. So it could be that we either, you know, have the Stranger Things collab on GP maybe next week or the week after, and then Global doesn't have a synced, just like it was with the other collabs. All the other collabs we had AOT, KOF, those are the only two really, because the slide was like back in the day for JP, and it came out on Global afterwards, right, when Global actually came out. But for AOT and KOF, it was like JP got the collab, and as soon as the collab was done, then Global just pretty much get announced as well. So I think it could be a chance the next week Global gets this, and then JP gets the Stranger Things collab, and then after Stranger Things collab is done on JP, it comes on Global, and then we just go through that to the anniversary. It could be. I'm just saying, I'm just putting out some theories. But even if not, there are many characters to come out before Escanor. They aren't already on Global. Again, people think the game is already like basically synced, but it really isn't. Where are the here, past banners? Still, to this day, Red Fat King should never gonna release. Red Fat King is never gonna release. It's like Red Fat King is such a niche character that was only useful once to get high points. Not even to get high points, because at the time, Super Boss wasn't even a point thing. It was just beating it. You could use Red Fat King, and he was really good to beat the Merlin Super Boss. That's it. That was the only thing he was ever useful for. And again, back then, points weren't a thing for Super Boss, so he was just beating it. Right. What's Global missing? Global already has these. This. Easton. They have Green Easton on Global, of course. Trying to see who else. So these already all came out. Like, the only thing old missing is just Red Fat King. That's it. that's the only thing they're neglecting. Return of the Gods, blah blah. DeAn came out with Hawk and Oslo. JP doesn't have Hawk and Oslo, by the way. Still should say. The AOT collab. Okay, Valentin Easton are not on Global yet. Lujo, of course, is. Gerhard Lucio is. Camilla is. Camilla released, of course, with Matrona on Global. Was a good. It's actually a good decision because Camilla did not deserve her own banner. Halberd was the free banner before King. Blue Mono still not on Global, and then we had the KOF collab. Shin and Roxy, of course, the Halloween character is not on Global. Ring Offers are on Global. Sorry, I'm tired, I just really. So you see how many news they skipped? Jericho's not on Global yet. Of course, the one. Actually, there are a few characters. It's not. It really isn't that many characters, huh? I'm looking at this. I was like, there must be a bunch of characters that Global don't have, but wow, it really isn't that much, huh? But I'm telling you, I think you know, the way Global is, they release just one banner with one character, right? So they're gonna release probably, let's go back here, Mono with her own banner, and then Shin with his own banner. Nah, they have to bundle up Shin and Roxy, right? Because they're Halloween characters. But, you know, Jericho's gonna have her own banner. They're probably gonna release Liz in a few weeks. Maybe. The Easton and the Valencia might have separate banners because you know, they like doing that as well. So there's, you know, there's no because I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, the one's gonna come out before anniversary, Assault is gonna be an anniversary. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think they can pump some, you know, filler in between. And they don't have to release a banner every week. That's the thing that Global does, right? It releases a banner every single week. JP releases a banner every 2 weeks. Global doesn't have to release a banner every week, although they do want to, you know, tighten that gap. And I think in a few months, JP and Global could sync up. It could happen. But, yeah. So, yeah, the Liz stuff. Oh, I didn't click play on the voice for asking, right?
感謝しろ。我が味方であることに。
Yeah, it's just asking her being very sexy. But yeah, so this is the tournament stuff for JP. Hasn't been an announcement for the JP influencer tournament, but I wonder if you know, English people like me will even be allowed to participate. So that's my theories for what's to come on Global. I think the Stranger Things collab could happen before the anniversary, but we'll see. Again, anniversary on the 30th. I hope that you've been saving up gems for Escanor. If you haven't, I'm sorry for you. That's it.